Welcome to Hidden Hilltop Homestead. We're actually starting this video with a really quick haul from my very last shopping trip of 2024 because it has some stuff we're going to be using today on my first quilt of 2025. This is mainly a trip of necessities with a few little extra buys. First up, we have 2 yards of warm and natural cotton batting. I use this in all of my quilts. And then I have a 3.5 yard piece of navy. It's just a solid cotton from Hobby Lobby. Now the boring stuff is out of the way and we can get on to all the pretty quilting prints. So I just picked up a few different Valentine's Days. I love this with the little heart candies. This is pretty. It's a floral with little red and pink hearts. Absolutely adorable. And then we have just some regular tossed red and pink hearts on white. This one's real translucent, but it should be okay. And then we have a red with pink and white hearts. This jungle print is super cute. I'm going to be using this on a crib quilt. I don't really have one in mind yet, but jungle themed, incorporating this with a bunch of other really like cartoony prints will look cute. This is for a Florida quilt that is a special order I'm going to be working on this month. Super colorful. And the turtles are also for that Florida quilt. I have some leftover turtles from a quilt I did last year, but I wanted to put in a few more, and this is a different pattern, so cute. And you can't have a Florida quilt without oranges. I just thought that was necessary. And this is just really pretty. I like this. I love like bugs, butterflies, floral, and it's got like feathers and florals that look like they're taped down. Super cute, super pretty. So I don't know what I'm doing with this yet, but I'm going to use it somewhere. And then this is just some pink thread that I'm going to be using on my Valentine's quilt. Speaking of Valentine's quilt, we're finally working on it. I'm currently cutting out my squares, working on the front fabric. Then I'll move on to the back fabric and I'll do batting last. But anyways, so this is the first quilt of 2025. And as I'm doing this, I'm reflecting on all of the stuff that I made in 2024. And I actually went back through my Instagram and my Facebook and found as many pictures as I could of everything that I made. I made 19 quilts total. So I am incredibly proud of myself. I set a goal of 20 and I was close, but I mean, 19's crazy. I did 7 in 23 and then I made 2 in 2022. That's when I started making these. So big jumps every year, and this year's goal is actually going to be 25, which I think is incredibly doable because last year I really just worked on stuff in my spare time, and I have a little bit more time now, so I'm going to be able to focus more on quilting and YouTube making. So exciting stuff is coming. Anyways, let's get into these quilts, all of the finished quilts from 2024 here on Hidden Hilltop Homestead. So, first quilt of the year was this oversized throw, measures 60 by 60 inches, and it was a cat themed quilt. As you can see, it's got some vibrant pops of color, and this was one that I just whipped up and then sold afterwards, and it turned out super cute. I love this one, so pretty. Next up, we have a vintage Christmas print. So I actually started this in November and I kept pushing it back because I had special orders to finish and I didn't have time. But I did manage to wrap it up finally in February, and it actually sold, I want to say September of this year. So I did hang on to it for a little bit, but I did have somebody purchase and it went to its new home. This was my crowning jewel of the year. This was the queen size quilt. It's the 90 by 110, and I have a California king size bed. That's what it's sitting on here, but this took a while. It took me a little over a year to finish just because I was working on it in my spare time, and this was for a family member, so it was done in between other orders and things like that. And I know like now if I did something this size I could get it done a lot faster, but it's beautiful. It is florals and mushrooms and butterflies and bugs, and it's just really cute. I love how this one turned out. This was a special order Pokemon, and this is an oversized throw, but it was actually used on a twin bed, and this one was also for a family member, but this one turned out super cute. The kid's a big fan of the Pokemon, so he absolutely loved it. This one was a farm quilt, but it also had like really pretty pops of color and like country themes. It wasn't just all chickens and cows. So this one incorporated some really, really pretty fabric that my mother-in-law gave me, and I did a sky blue backing on it. Originally, this was one I was just making, but it got claimed before it was finished. This was a special order, just pink florals, really pretty. It was for a baby girl. This is an oversized throw, and then the back has the really soft baby pink, and it turned out beautiful. We have another oversized throw. This one was a forest print, very similar to the queen quilt that I made. Has a lot of the same fabrics, but I did incorporate some other ones as well. So we have florals, mushrooms, butterflies, bees, and just kind of an assortment of really pretty florals. I know there's some like field mice and strawberries and different things like that. It's really cute. This was a cream color backed flannel on the back as well. This one I got finished right around the 4th of July. Obviously, it's an American flag quilt, and this one's actually larger than my normal throw size. I think I added 2 extra rows to the length and then 1 extra row to the width. This one did take about a month to sell. I got it finished right around the 4th of July. I feel like if I had finished it earlier, it would have been gone super fast, but it did sell. And the person who bought it used it as a gift, and the person who received it absolutely loved it. This one was again, oversized throw. It's a fishing theme with some like really pretty pops of color. This one took a little bit longer to sell. I would say, you know, the ones that are very specific design wise, they do usually take the right person, the right buyer, or they're, you know, bought as a gift for somebody. But it did lead to the buyer requesting a special order as well. So that was awesome. This was a special order, and I ended up taking 70 or 75, I can't remember, Crown Royal bags and cutting them into quilt squares, and then of course creating this quilt. And I used some coordinating color, just regular cotton fabric, and then I did a black flannel on the back. And this was actually a surprise gift for somebody, and he loved it. But this also led to me dabbling in other types of material for quilts, and then also building a few more special orders. The tie-dye one was just a fun summer project. I really wanted to make a tie-dye quilt, so I just built a completely white cotton front and back, and then bought a tie-dye kit from Joann's. It was just like purples and pinks and like plum colors. I still have this one, and I'm probably going to make another one like this summer and maybe do like a rainbow tie-dye, or I might even do like blues, because I love blues, my favorite color. This was my first fall quilt for the year. It is pumpkin, sunflowers, some fall florals, mushrooms. There's the little blue truck hauling the pumpkins, and it's just a really, really cute fall quilt. This one sold pretty quick, and I did get this one done earlier in the summer so that I was like ready for fall. And then from here on out, it was pretty much special orders and fall Halloween. The next quilt I did was a funky Halloween. That's the best way I can describe it. It was really pretty, vibrant Halloween prints. And then I also did this special ordered Halloween Disney quilt. This one turned out super cute. And this is actually for somebody who has purchased 3 quilts from me now. This was a throw that I made for my nephew's football game. So it was their school colors, and of course I just used all different kinds of fabric in the similar colors. And then I actually ended up listing this for sale, and somebody whose kid goes to that school ended up purchasing it along with putting in a special order. I have plans this year for making a few more school color based quilts, and also maybe some college color based quilts, because I had a lot of interest from these. So another plan for 2025. This was my last fall quilt of the year, and I actually got this wrapped up right at the end of November, unfortunately, and I just had too many special orders and other things going on, and this wasn't an ordered blanket, so I put it off until I absolutely had time to work on it, and it turned out super cute. I still have this one, and I'm probably just going to hang on to it until summer, and then I'll list it again to see if I can get it a new home. Super vibrant, beautiful ocean themed quilt. This is a terrible picture, but this is the only one I got. And this was a special order. It's an oversized throw, and it had a lot of very vibrant color along with a lot of metallic printed. So some of the fish have silver, and then there is gold on some of the other stuff, and it just really like brought this blanket to life. So this was my very last quilt of 2024. This was a special order Christmas gift. So I got this one wrapped up, I think around December 17th, or shipped on December 17th. So for my last quilt, it's a beautiful blue and pink, and there's florals and butterflies and hummingbirds. It's just super cute. The customer had a color palette in mind, and then I just kind of went with what I thought would look pretty. But yeah, my last quilt of 2024. So like I said before, I had two that weren't pictured, were my Funky Halloween, and then I did a crib size quilt very similar to that pink floral one that was done at the beginning of the year. And that's a wrap on everything that I made in 2024. This year, I am definitely planning on taking better pictures and maybe even some little video clips, putting them in a folder so that I have no problem finding them for 2026 when I do this year's blankets. Anyways, I think last year was a great year for discovering like what exactly I can do and seeing my skills build throughout the year. I definitely got more efficient in a lot of different assembly processes and sewing processes. I have more equipment, better equipment this year, and I have so many ideas. And last year I was working a couple, I would say odd jobs or like side jobs. And this year I have way less commitment to anything else because I wanted to focus more on my quilting and then YouTube videos and everything like that. So I have so many ambitious goals for this year and plans for pretty beautiful quilts, and just, I want to make all the things. But anyways, thank you so much for checking out this video and checking out my quilts that I made in 2024. If you are interested, you can subscribe to the channel to be notified when I put out more content. I am going to be posting weekly videos that will be an assortment of how-tos, vlogs, and anything else I can think of that might be fun and entertaining. But anyways, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!